Here's the Left of Lansing Monday Musing for November 25th of 2024. This week's musing is about how I learned to leave MSNBC, and I'm better for it. I have to admit, I'm relishing in the fact that Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski's Morning Joe ratings are cratering by the day ever since they announced last week how they traveled down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss dear leader Trump's ring. I love how they revealed themselves to be the elitist know-it-alls they've always been. They showed themselves and also played themselves. Joe and Mika spent the last 8 years trying their best to shield their true center-right corporatist feelings by telling us to fear Trump, to fight against Trump, to think about nothing else but Trump because he could destroy our country. And then, shortly after he wins, they tell us that, hey, everything that we claimed was basically false and that working along with the supposed next Mussolini is actually not that bad. So it's no surprise that MSNBC viewers are feeling a bit betrayed and are leaving in droves, not just from Joe Coffey, but from the entire network. Honestly, I haven't watched 1 second of MSNBC other than clips from social media since election night. I turned it off on election night and told myself, that's it, no more. And I wondered if I would soon go back. When would that day happen? But the day or a couple of days after the election, I saw primetime host Chris Hayes say the following, and I'm quoting here: America didn't give itself over to Trumpism. We got this outcome because 3 out of 100 people switched their votes in a nation that weathered a global pandemic and global inflation pretty well, but not well enough. And it's disappointing as hell, but it's plenty to build a movement going forward. My immediate reaction to watching that clip was, oh, screw off, Chris. Just screw off. America damn well did give itself to Trumpism, and that's exactly what America wanted. Why? There are many reasons, and I, along with a couple of my guests on the podcast, including Livingston County progressive activist Casey Helton, have already talked about some of the shortcomings of the Kamala Harris campaign and the Democratic leadership think tank in general, and its constant reliance on corporate backing rather than being a party of the people with strong and stark economic proposals to benefit hardworking people. But also, one of the main reasons why America gave itself to Trumpism is, well, the corporate media's failures, and that includes MSNBC. I used to make it a point to always watch the first couple of minutes of Chris Hayes and then Rachel Maddow when she used to be on Daily. There used to be some good reporting there. Oh, and I would also catch Lawrence O'Donnell when I could because I always enjoyed his commentary. But during the last few years or so, which of course includes the Biden years, I got worn out watching MSNBC. Because even though Biden was in the White House, almost every A block on Chris Hayes' show revolved around Trump. I mean, it got so bad, we used to call Chris Hayes' show Daily Trump, because that's all it would be. MSNBC, owned by Comcast, ensured that even when Biden was in office, the viewers would be inundated with Trump, 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 and more Trump. It did get to the point where I wasn't watching MSNBC that much, especially during an election year, which was shocking because that's all I used to watch from basically the 2004 election on. But I couldn't this time. I just couldn't. It was so different from how I used to be back in, let's say, 2005 when Keith Olbermann became big, which spawned personalities like Rachel, Lawrence, Hayes, and so many longtime faces on that network. And now Comcast is trying to spin off MSNBC from NBC News and unload it somewhere. Hey, good news though. Elon Musk says he might try to buy MSNBC. And you know what? That would be a fitting end to the network that told us that Joe Biden was fine to run again this year. Hillary Clinton would be fine to defeat Trump in 2016. And hey, look at all those never-Trumper Republicans that we will just continuously throw in your faces to help tell you that Democrats can't go down the path of actually caring about working class Americans. No, Democrats must court the corporate class and not the working class. So no, I have divested my time and my interest from MSNBC, and my mind is all the better for it. And you know what? Yours will be too. leftoflansing@gmail.com is the best way to reach me. Subscribe to the podcast and also subscribe to Left of Lansing on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, the Gram, and Facebook. Take the battle to them.